there's lots of what I consider misinformed opinion out there that because you guys have received what some are calling a half contract instead of a full contract, do you feel that creates a perception that you guys are so far ahead that you don't need the extra funding, or that NASA may have less confidence in the success of the program?
I think there are lots of perceptions out there, so maybe I'll answer the question by giving you my perception. What we all got was a contract, and we signed a contract not just for this first period, but with options all the way through first orbital flight, and we all have a full contract to do that. What NASA initially did was turn on a series of milestones for the first 20-month period of time. One of the things that I think is misunderstood is that no one got any money. We got zero, and the other two companies got zero. What we got was the right to earn money by completing milestones. And it's through the completion of those milestones that you actually will figure out how much you got at the end of the day. In the last round that we had, we were not initially the biggest winner of money, but we actually earned more money than anyone else because we finished our milestones, we got more added, and at the end of the day, we had a larger contract value than the other companies did. And I think we look at this the same way. We have a 20-month period. What could we do realistically in that 20-month period? And then we'd like to under-promise and over-deliver in our view. And because of that, we feel that this is a terrific thing. I mean, lots of people have lots of stories, and I hear them all too. We don't think that at all. We think NASA has made a pretty wise choice, and they've said that they'd like to have multiple vehicles, multiple designs. They want to encourage different points of view. We are now the only lifting body piloted vehicle, the legacy to the space shuttle, if you want to look at it that way, that's in the mix. And that wasn't unintentional. NASA's not going to put hundreds of millions of dollars up if they didn't think that there's a realistic path. But we are riding a mature rocket. We don't have to develop our rocket. And we have a vehicle that's now 30 years in development. So we have some advantages that we think are going to be seen here. And we're somewhat of an understated company, and that's okay. But we're very proud of the work that we've done so far, and as I said, we're going to be starting flight testing pretty soon. So at the end of the day, when this is all evaluated, I think that's what we're more looking for and looking towards.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add or share with us today?
I think one of the other aspects is that not only are different vehicles, but there's also different ways of going about doing business and how do we develop a program. And our view is that we're pretty smart people, but we're also smart enough to know that we can be not smart enough sometimes. And what I mean by that is that we've created a terrific group of companies and partners. We now have over 12 industrial companies, some very big, some very small, minority-owned, disadvantaged companies, as well as global aerospace companies who are part of our team, each bringing something pretty unique to the table that we either don't have or don't want to build on our own. But more than that, we went out and we have 8 NASA centers who are now part of our team. It means we're paying those centers. And my view is that this is a public-private partnership, not only in the contracting side, but in the philosophical side. There are some terrific people around the country in NASA who have vast amounts of experience and knowledge. I'd be stupid, frankly, not to take advantage of that and to show them the respect that they've earned. And we've done that by saying, let's go out and bring those people on board to make us better, to make us a better company, to make our vehicle better, to make us safer. And the third element of this is reaching out to the universities. We have several universities who are part of our team, not just for have students look at things as an intern, but these people are actually working on the program. Dozens of students who went to school thinking they're going to look at paper in their classrooms or on their iPads are actually working on building America's next space vehicle. Now, we can't employ all the ones we want to. There would be thousands if we wanted to. But we can employ a good representative sample, and those people go back and they talk to others about what's going on, and we think that's terrific. But it's more than that. We thought we'd be helping out, finding a path for these universities. What we've gotten back in return is far greater than that. We've gotten enthusiasm. We've been reminded of why we're in the space industry. We've seen ourselves as we looked at the world a few years ago, and that's invaluable for us, for our team, for our spirit. And I just think it's a wonderful way to be able to tie together history, NASA and all its heritage, industrial companies, up-and-coming companies, and the future of engineering and space and our next generation of students, all in one program. And sure, it's hard to manage that many entities and that many people, but the values far outweigh the challenge of management, in my view. And we feel it's a terrific way to go.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to ask you one more question then that maybe isn't talked about enough, but what is it that inspires you to do this?
I think we get inspiration in a lot of different ways. My inspiration has been a couple things. One is to be able to do something that hasn't been done. Not that we haven't gone to space, but this idea of forming, could you really form this kind of multi-tiered team and bringing the best of everything to bear? Could you really put all that together and build it in a vehicle? That to me is inspirational, but it's a lot more than that. We forget the impact of what we do. It's like dropping a pebble in a lake. You see the initial splash, but how many ripples go out? And I think what we're doing right now have far more impact than even we realize. And the good that we're generating in terms of how many students, how many people we're inspiring to become the next entrepreneur and do it better than I could, or become the next scientist or the next engineer. That is, to me, is an inspirational thing, and maybe it's naive or trite to say, but I believe in our country. I believe in what we're trying to accomplish, and I think we've been given a gift, and the gift is that you've got a chance to make a difference in a way that's never really been done before. And if you do it well, how many other public-private partnerships, how many other agencies and industries will be able to look at our example? I don't know, but I know that it really makes me go home and feel pretty good about being able to be part of this, and being able to be maybe part of history as we go forward. We don't know we're living it, but I think we are. And when we're successful in flying, it's going to be because a lot of people got behind us in a lot of different ways, and that's a pretty good thing.